If you care about LGBT equality in this election, here's what to look out for.
I promise.
My vision.
Our manifesto.
Your choice.
Pretty soon you'll have to choose which party you want to vote for. Now, we're not going to tell you where each party stands on every single issue, but here are the real-world LGBT issues which may come up over the election, and what to check for to see if the parties are taking them seriously. You'll have heard the protests.
I can't tell you when and how they should be taught.
Some of it around these books. But actually, just what is in the new LGBT inclusive curriculum? Primary schools will be teaching relationships education. Yes, single-sex families, but also mixed-race families, different kinds of friendships. For secondary, it will be gender identity and sexual orientation. All of this is going to be compulsory across the whole of England from September 2020. So, the next government will shape how it's taught. Here's a policy check. What is it? It's things to look out for to see how this electoral issue is being handled. First up, teacher training. Relationships education is brand new to some primary schools. Teacher training is essential to teach it right. Check the manifestos for pound signs. One government report thinks that £14.7 million might be needed just for teacher training. Next, parents' right to choose. Look at what local candidates are saying. This phrase can be code for "I don't support an LGBT inclusive education for all." It can also just mean being pro-parent. You may have seen this already. A homophobic attack on a lesbian couple, a hate crime. This is the bigger picture. Recorded hate crime, including hate crime against LGBT people, is on the rise in the UK. Officials say this is mostly due to better reporting and victims being more likely to come forward. But there's also been a real increase over the past year. First check, justice gap. There's a gulf between hate crime reports and hate crime convictions. Do the manifestos have any attempt to fit it? Next, more than words, targeted community engagement, education, and more funding for police investigations. These are things that can have a real impact. General platitudes, not so much. Finally, also the words. Politicians set the tone. Inflammatory language can be part of the problem. Yeah, tricky one. There's a few things we could talk about, but let's focus on this one. The reform of the Gender Recognition Act. This is a can that's been kicked down the road for over a year, with updates delayed again and again. What even is it? Well, the GRA is how you have the gender you identify with legally recognised. You get a gender recognition certificate, you can change your birth certificate. Currently, this is a medical process where you need to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria to qualify. First check. Self-ID. Campaigners want it reformed to be a simple administrative process based around self-declaration. Next, no GRA. If it's not mentioned during the election, that might mean it won't be reformed anytime soon. Finally, misunderstanding the GRA. Reforming the GRA has nothing to do with trans people accessing bathrooms. That's covered by the Equality Act. Watch out for any politician framing the debate this way. One final thought. Some campaigners worry that trans equality and LGBT issues in general may be used as part of a broader culture war. Now, I can't tell you what dog whistles may be used during the election, or even if any will be used at all, but look out for them alongside the specific policy announcements.